Hey folks, Segasonicfan here, and I'm done with my pure sine wave inverter repair slash upgrade. This is the EPA300s, and it is been improved. It's a 300 watt pure sine wave inverter, but the challenge was you've got this large fan over here, and this large fan on the left only turns on when this thing is getting real hot. And then it just turns on full blast, and that's it. I think it just has a FET that goes to 12 volts, and this is the plug for the fan right here. It's a JST 2-pin, 2mm JST plug. Ooh, let's put this. Came off a little bit too easily. This is the AC output. My touch lamp is easy to set off. Okay, so yeah, so this just shorts. This just turns on a FET and turns on the 12 volt fan at full blast, which is very loud, only when these heat sinks are getting extremely hot. And so there's not anything to just kind of keep the temperature, at a decent range all the time, which is what I would certainly prefer, so that it doesn't actually have to get super hot, and I can get a lot more life out of this and not be annoyed when that turns on. So what I did here was installed my own FET. This is just a simple N-channel FET in an SOT23 package. It's a little board I designed, but any FET will do with your typical resistors and stuff. And what's cool is they have a JTAG plug right here, basically a programming header, and the bottom pin is ground. Where the black wire is going right now is 5 volts. And you'll see that the black and red are actually reversed, and that has to do with the black and red being reversed on the fan itself. So I'm using a pluggable JST2 to plug into the existing fan cable, and I didn't feel like cutting this and reversing the wires, although it wouldn't be the worst idea. I just wanted to not have to do more work, so I realized I just have to reverse the colors, and then it's fine. As long as I make a note, I'll make a note inside here to let myself, my future self, know. But yeah, so this header has 5 volts, so that's great. It has ground, which is probably more important, and that comes right off an LDO regulator, so it's got enough juice because it's powering your programmer. But there's an on and off button here, and this time I wanted to upgrade this to actually make use of this on and off button so that the fan only kicks on when I power it up. And that's just because it was getting annoying just listening to the fan going all the time, and then I was having to plug and unplug it all the time, and I'd like to not have to do that. Just hit a button would be nice. So what I did here was I found out that I did a little bit of simple research and just poking around, and pin 3 right there where the red wire goes, that's 3 from the right, which is actually pin 1, 2, 3, 4, sorry, pin 5 on this header. So pin 5 on this pluggable header that connects the daughter board. Is the toggle voltage for when you hit that button. When you hit that button, the toggle voltage goes to 5 volts. So it's usually grounded. It goes to 5 volts, and then the whole microcontroller stuff, all that stuff turns on, the unit turns on. So what I'm doing is I'm taking that 5 volt signal, feeding it to the gate of an N-channel FET here, which you can see on the bottom left is where that wire goes to my circuit board. And then it turns on the fan. Let's go ahead and do a demonstration. If this will reach my little cable here, reach long enough while the thing is still open. I think so. That kind of does it, but I got to make sure nothing's shorting. And I'll secure all this later. Let's see if I can zoom out a little bit here. All right, so fans connected. Being very, very careful to be nowhere near the AC mains. The 120 volt out, I should say. AC. I'm going to turn on my bench supply, which is currently plugged in to the XT60 plug there. Double check my new FET isn't touching anything. Maybe move it further away for peace of mind. Go ahead and flip this on. Now I'm going to hit the power button. Uh-oh. There we go. Just need a little bit for the capacitors to charge up. And there we go. You can hear the fan. It's nice and it's not super loud. Got our green LED on my FET board. turns off when I power it off. So I can keep that 12 volts in. I had a current limit on this bench supply, which is why I didn't turn on right away. But yeah, there we go. Fan goes on and off. And I'm not using this at extreme high power or anything. But if I was, I could also tie that to a 12 volt output, the original 12 volt output actually for the fan. If I wanted to get really fancy, I could make a switch between the two, so I could have that fan kick on full blast. But I'm not using this to like power sound systems or anything like that. So I'm pretty happy. Mostly got this because I wanted something that'll handle peak voltage or peak wattage outputs and have a pure sine wave. And I will say, I'm very impressed with this. Aside from having the fan issue of only kicking on when things are getting really hot, with this mod, it makes it just pretty much the nicest power inverter I've seen in recent times. General consumer grade power inverter. I think it's pretty great. All right, that's it for this. Hopefully this helps somebody. Segasonic Fan signing out.